So, we're on a personal growth journey together. And part of that, as a married couple, growing together as one, it takes a village. And our village is our, our coaches and mentors. And I'm just so thankful for their role in our lives.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. One of the things that I felt like it was huge that we learned, even talked about today, was just the importance of the compound effect and how it has, it can lead either positive or negatively in your life. And I just remember the time that, there was a point in our marriage where the thoughts that I had about you were just so negative. And, I was thinking that, it was egotistical or or he's so pompous or arrogant and you don't listen to me. And I would say this stuff all the time in my head, and it was just creating this resentment and bitterness, anger, and I just it was hard to see you in a different light. It was difficult, and that kept adding on day by day.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because even though like what you said is totally wrong and I'm like so awesome and I'm the most humble dude there is, so I don't know where you got that from. I had the same kind of attitude towards you where I would look at you and go, oh my gosh, she's got an attitude again. Oh my gosh, she's so negative. Like, what's wrong with her? I wish she would just look at the world the way I look at the world, and then she wouldn't be so negative all the time. Obviously, that didn't change a thing. So eventually, I decided that I had to change the way I looked at you in order to see change, and that's when things started to change for us.
Wow. So how did you do that?
Well, after banging my head against the wall, over and over again, actually, with no results, I used self-talk.
Oh, wow.
And that actually helped me change the way I looked at you. And here's something I've been reading to myself every day for a couple months. My wife is perfect for me. She knows me better than anyone except God. Kara is the best, most forthcoming, patient, understanding, gentle, aware, non-judgmental communicator I know, along with myself. And so by telling myself that over and over again, I began to see that in you and see less and less of that negativity that I used to whine about all the time.
Wow. It's funny how things like that can really either make or break a marriage. And, we get to the point like you don't know, you always want to blame the other person instead of looking at what you can do to change yourself. And you took the steps that we've been learning and applying it. And that's awesome. And I really thank you for that. And same thing for me, just really and being intentional and what I do every day, and making sure that the stuff that I say to myself about you is positive. And glory be to God, like you are my leader, a listener, everything that I wanted in a husband. And still work in progress. We're still working on it. But it's definitely a huge step towards the compound towards the positive versus compound towards the negative.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the things that it was huge. One of the book recommendations was called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and it really just talks about that and how it can either compound, your habits can either compound and go to the negative, or it can compound and go to the positive.
And it works either way. Another resource that our mentors recommended is a book by a gentleman named Shad Helmstetter, and the book is called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And that introduced self-talk, which is the tool that I used to help have been using and will continue to use to help reprogram. And by no means have we arrived at our destination, but we are taking out those steps in the journey.
Yes.
So, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So, how do you make a big change in your life? How do you reach your big goal? One step at a time.
Right, that's right.
What step are you going to take towards your goal today?
That was good.